Yeah, very, very sad situation. But before the memorial, Gayle King did an interview with Lisa Leslie, and she brought up whether she thinks that the rape allegations would tarnish Kobe's legacy. And all hell broke loose afterwards.
Yes, it did.
What did you think of that?
What did I think of her asking that question at that time?
Yes.
I mean, you know, as a human being and all of that, it seemed very insensitive. You know, disrespectful. It just felt wrong. It just felt wrong. But now from the journalism side, from a reporter's standpoint, I don't know. I don't know if you have to ask that question.
Well, I'm a journalist, and I do what Gayle King does. We essentially have the same job. We have different platforms, but the mechanics of the job is essentially the same. I sit down with people and I interview them for a living.
Right.
What she did was extremely intentional. It was not taken out of context like she claimed afterwards.
Right.
The fact that it was part of a bigger interview really doesn't matter, because as you're doing an interview, people who have been doing it for a while, you understand how to squeeze in certain questions and how to set up things and how to have leading questions to lead into a topic that you want to cover. When I interviewed John Sally, Kobe's rape allegations were brought up in that interview by him, but it was done in a very respectful manner, and it was touched upon without blame or saying, is this going to tarnish his legacy or whatever else. You could bring these things up and you can address them as a journalist, but the way it was done, I think, was just kind of rotten, which is how everyone saw it.
Right. And see, you got to also understand at her level, see, when you ask your questions at Vlad TV, these are basically Vlad asking these questions. You don't necessarily have like a team of producers behind you who's giving you questions as well. Well,
my executive assistant helps out with my questions. I have at least, one person, if not more, that contribute to these questions.
Right, but at the end of the day, you're the one that decides what's going to get asked and all of that. Like when you're at a level of
as does Gayle King.
When you're at that CBS level and the kind of money she's making, no. Somebody's going to fucking tell you at certain times what you're going to ask and what you're not going to ask. Trust me. You don't get...
I don't know.
Trust me.
I don't know.
The boss
I see where you're going.
Make sure you fucking ask that question. I don't really... She might have autonomy in whole other places, but in certain times, I'm telling you that she's getting that fucking call from the top office, the one that pays her check. You're going to answer that. You're going to ask that question, whether you like it or not. Yes, sir.
Well,
trust me.
I looked up Gayle King's salary, and it's $5.5 million.
You don't get paid that much and think you're gonna do whatever the fuck you want to do.
At $5.5 million,
you do whatever the fuck they tell you to do.
Yeah, there's that. Well, ultimately, you don't have to take that job. If you have, if there's a question that you don't want to...
But she's already in it. So now it's like, are you going to quit over that? Or are you going to quit over having to ask that question? No, she's not ready to do that. She's not ready to do that.
People have quit. Like, Nick Cannon had a whole thing with America's Got Talent, where he ended up quitting based on the treatment that he got from that company.
Right.
And he walked away from like a $10 million a year check.
Right, but not everybody
He actually had a bigger check than Gayle, to be honest.
Not everybody has those type of ethics and morals and will stand by certain shit like that. And no, listen, I already got money. If I walk away from this, it's not like I'm going to be fucking destitute. You've been making $5 million a year for how many years? If you walked away now, are you going to be fucked up? Like, come on. Somebody else would hire Gayle King or whatever. So you do have the power to be like, no, I'm not going to do that, and I'll walk. You know what I mean? But you got a lot of people like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. Like, this is my shit. Like, I worked too hard to get here and da-da-da-da-da. And they need me to do scumbag moves, then I'm going to do scumbag moves. It's just what it is, you know?
Well, the person that was the most outraged was Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
He called her a funky doghead bitch.
Yes.
He said, "How dare you want to tarnish my homeboy's reputation? Respect the family and back off, bitch, before we come get you."
Yeah. And now everybody got on Snoop for saying that.
Everyone got on Snoop.
Well, I don't know. Everybody in the mainstream media, I guess, did.
Right. Well, Bill Cosby actually supported Snoop on this stance.
Right.
He chimed in. He said, through his publicist, I guess, but on his official Instagram page.
He said, "Yeah, you funky doghead bitch."
He said, "It's so sad and disappointing that successful black women are being used to tarnish the image and legacy of successful black men, even in death. My heartfelt prayers are with Kobe and his family, as well as with Michael Jackson and his family. May their legacies live on forever."
Okay. I mean,
he brought Michael Jackson into the conversation.
Right, because look what they were connected with. And now, with the conviction of Harvey Weinstein, I'm sure that Gayle is behind the scenes preparing for the surviving Harvey Weinstein story, right? That's coming, right? Gotta be. Because y'all motherfuckers went so hard on the black men, now you got an actual somebody who's convicted of this shit. Like, they made stories about people that weren't even convicted. They were accused. Now this motherfucker's convicted. Where's his story? Where's Epstein's story?
Well, Harvey Weinstein was convicted of a criminal sex act in the first degree.
And two counts of third-degree rape.
Yeah, rape in the third degree.
Yep.
He was acquitted on 3 other charges.
Yep.
One of the most amusing parts of this trial was Harvey would use a walker to go to trial every day. But after he was convicted, you see him walk out without the walker. Like, fuck this shit.
I feel like this is the new shit that rich people do. Like, I'm not going to front. I feel like Cosby was the first one to do it, though. Cosby, all of a sudden, when he went to trial, all of a sudden, I can't see. Let me grab the back of your jacket. And then the next one to do it after him was Suge. Like, oh,
Suge Knight.
You know what? That Cosby, I don't know. Let me look like I'm getting broke down now. Let me look like, And then here goes this nigga Weinstein coming in the motherfucking court like he all frail and fucked up, trying to get some sort of sympathy. But guess what? Like you got poor people that'll show up to court with fucking amputated legs and shit like that and still get the fucking full sentence and all. They don't give a fuck about that. Like you got fucking 80, somebody that might be 80 years old that was involved in a hood drug ring or some shit. They was selling crack out of their house or some shit. They gonna give this motherfucker beat him with the full extent of the law. Make sure they die in prison. But these motherfuckers acting off. And he's not in jail yet. He's still in the hospital, I think.
Yeah, he went straight to the hospital afterwards because he had some complications with a back surgery or something like that.
You know how many niggas' heart be beating after they get sentenced for life? They can't go to the hospital for that shit. Are you crazy? Yo, he's still there. Like, yo, I don't feel good. Like, get the fuck out of here. Put that man in Gem Pop. Make him join the Bloods or some shit.